Right, man. Thanks. I'm coming in here. Going to share my screen. Hope everybody can see it. Y'all got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, hey, guys, pumped up about being on here today. Tell you a little quick story. This is my 6th year at MRA. I went 4 years there. Out of the 6 years, we played for the state championship 5 out of the last 6, which is, if you don't know our history, it's pretty incredible because we hadn't played for it and forever before that, and really hadn't beat anybody in our rivals. So, but anyway, so we've got to play for it 3 out of the first 4 years, but we just wasn't being able to beat our big time rival across town, and really just got to researching and looked at 10 years even before I got here, and the bottom line was we had only scored more than 24 points twice in 10 years. Now this is a team we play twice a year. Usually during the regular season and the playoffs. And they had never scored less than 24 twice. So bottom line was we better score some points. So got really blessed to meet some guys out in Texas, and we completely changed up what we did and how we do it. And it started with tempo. And, we used to think we were a tempo team, but now probably 80% of what we do are in one-word plays, which we call gas plays. So that a gas play meaning that we can say one word. It involves the run and the RPO involved with it. Simplicity. We feel like that. One of the things we do with the RPOs is we don't read but one guy, so it makes it really simple. And we also do a lot of the same things in our vertical passing game. Wide splits. You've seen that we do the Baylor wide splits. If you're interested in that, how does that help us? It helps us in our RPO run game. Obviously, those guys got to get out there, and you'll see that on film. and so if they don't get out there, we throw it out there. If they get out there, it really creates some space for us to run the football. And obviously, by doing that, it attacks it horizontally. And in our vertical game, which we'll talk about in a minute, we've we're pretty good at it. And this just shows you a little bit of what we've done the last 2 years since we switched over. 42 points per game, 17 out of our last 27 games we've run the clock, which we only did that 4 times in the first 4 years here. We've averaged 90 explosive plays, which is 20 yards or more. The last 2 years, 29 the year prior. So obviously, guys, we wanted to do things. We were trying to beat those guys by running the clock, playing defense, special teams, da. But we found that finding ways to get explosive plays is obviously the way to go. In our vertical passing game, guys, we've averaged 31 yards per completion for a 51%. Over the last 2 years. And in our quick game RPO, which we're about to start on and show you about, we're 76%. That includes rookies, starters, third string, first, it don't matter, 76%. And you'll see why in just a minute. So let's get started. We're going to show you really quick on our quick game, which you'll see how it marries into our RPO. It's actually all the same, guys. When I teach our quarterbacks the quick game, they read it pretty much exactly the same way in the RPOs, and we'll talk about that as we go. But our gift is the pre-snap into the boundary. We're kind of expanding that. We're going to have some pre-snaps to the field this year a little bit more, but the things I'm going to show you today, a lot of it's pre-snap into the boundary. We only have 4 concepts: a hitch, slant, a flat, and an ick. And you said, what the heck is the ick? That's basically a stick concept to the field. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. So let's get started. I'm not going to go over these right quick because everybody understands what those are. But anyway, the way we identify everything we do in our whole offense is basically field and boundary. And we also do it with our defense. So that's kind of how I got the idea. But you can see our splits right here. This is just doubles. When we line up in doubles, our far right receiver, our R receiver, is between the numbers and the sideline. Our right slot, as you can see to the field right here, is our Y, and he is between the numbers and the hash. So they really got to make a choice whether they want to get out there or not. So, and when we go trips, basically we just bring our H over from the boundary. He's our guy that moves around, and he's 1 yard inside the hash. So that's pretty much how we line up in doubles and trips. Our H will also be our H back if we're in any kind of 2-back set, and really nobody else moves from there. So you can see field and boundary and the splits that we get right there makes a big difference in what we're doing. So let's get started with the first one. Real simple. The first letter in each one of these words is the boundary concept that we're going to run. In other words, hoss starts with a H, so it's hitch. The hitch is going to be into the boundary. The S, the 2 S's, okay, going to be to the field, so slants are to the field. So in other words, when we line up in doubles right here, I can't see that screen on the right side to draw. But anyway, we got hitches right here. To the field, we'll have a 2-step slant. And on the outside, here, I moved that up. There we go. And on the outside, I have a 5-yard in, which we call a fish. A lot of people call it a fin, whatever, but it's 5 and in. So obviously, we're looking for the gift in the boundary, some kind of cushion over there to throw the nice, easy throw. That's the first thing we're going to look for. If not, then we'll go to the field and we'll read the apex player to the field right here. Because a lot of times when we get it, it works out to where if we don't get it into the boundary, we get some type of cover 2 or an inverted cover 3, where he's down taking away cutting number 1, he's on number 2. So if we don't get that, a lot of times it's cover 2, so we end up getting really a cover 2 beater to the field. So we'll read this guy. Obviously, if he takes the inside guy, we throw it to the outside guy. So that's what I'm on hoss, okay? So doubles is that. Trips the same way, nothing changes. We got hitch to the boundary, and we'll have a 2-step, a 4-step, and then I'll still run a fish to the boundary. So we don't run that concept a whole lot out of trips, but if by rule, that's what we do. I just don't like the trips slants over there personally. So, but nothing changes. Even if we run it out of our regular personnel, which is 2 backs, we pretty much are running the same thing. Now, we have gotten to where if we have a 2-receiver set to the field, this can become a gift for us too if we get a 2-high apex look to the field. So in other words, if we get a 2-high apex field look to the field, and obviously if they take away our gift into the boundary like they're in cover 2, then obviously that's a very good way to attack cover 2 is to the field. So we'll tell our quarterback, hey, we'll go ahead and try to throw this fish from the outside coming in right here. So we can actually have 2 gifts. And then post snap, we read the nickel. We really don't try to throw this inside slant a lot unless we get field pressure. We get field pressure, then we'll try to post snap read that and throw the safety concept to the field. And again, I'll show you one of these. It doesn't really, just trying to show you, I'm not going to show you every one of these, but just trying to show you that it doesn't really matter what personnel you're in. It can always marry up. When we have just one receiver out there by himself, he runs a 4-step slant. He does not run a fish, and then we still got the hitch into the boundary. So again, a gift here, and if we liked our one-on-one out here, we could take it out there. So you can see how it's pretty simple. It always marries up. I'll go through these pretty quick. They're pretty hitch, a hick, again, H starting in the boundary, which is hitch to the boundary, ick to the field, that's fade out. Okay, a stick concept. So we got hitches into the boundary. We got the ick concept, automatic outside release right there, mandatory outside release, 3-step speed out right there. Okay, so obviously if we don't get it into the boundary, we're going to try to throw read the corner to the field with a 2-high look and throw it to the field. Now, I will tell you, if we feel like this corner's out, or if we call it RPO, we'll actually run through the crotch of that corner on our RPOs and read the overhang player against like a quarters look. We know we're getting some type of quarters. We'll run through that guy. We got to do a better job of that this year and then read that. So if this nickel squeezes, we can throw that right there and kind of turns into a bubble play. So nothing changes. This is one of our big RPOs that we do that you'll see. It's actually one of our gas plays built in. We love trips, hick, or we can take the gift to the boundary if it's there. If not, with our wide splits, we really try to work this thing inside out right here and put a lot of pressure on this Mike backer. Where's he going to line up? They're going to line up 6 in the box. They're going to get him out of the box and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm just kind of showing you how we call things. I'm going to show you in a minute how they actually can cover this stuff, but when they do and you add it with an RPO, how it really bounces out to a great play call. Stick, we don't run stick a whole lot unless it's in empty. I love getting out in empty. And when we run empty, we pretty much got a 2-step slant into the boundary and a 5-yard in, which is our fish into the field. We're still running the ick concept. Okay, so stick though, S slants into the boundary, ick to the field. Okay, so again, what we like to do, if we get some type of too high look, unless they're just giving us the gift right here with one of these two guys, we're going to throw the double slant concept into the boundary. All right. And now flick, nothing else changes. You get it. Flick, ick is still the same thing to the field we just talked about. Now we have a flat concept into the boundary. What does that mean? Well, with 2 receivers, we're running a speed cut right here, a 3-step speed cut and a hitch right there, trying to take the gift again into the boundary. Again, same concept, mandatory outside release there. Okay. If you got any questions on these, I'm going fast, Justin. Same thing in trips. Maybe we think we're getting a little tighter coverage or man-to-man over here, so we want to run an outcut instead of a hitch. Okay, or we got an apex guy just kind of hanging right in here. And then we'll call this, and we're still running the ick to the field. So this is how we kind of get into our this is kind of how we get into all of our stuff. But the one example that I want to show you getting into calling a perfect play. For example, let's just run this hick concept that I tell you we run a lot of. You know, if I'm a defensive guy, which that's where really all my defensive background is, you know, I know even our defense, they'll play a trio type coverage or read 3 or mini coverage, a lot of people call it, to the field. We're going to kick our Mike out in apex, and then we're going to keep some type of 5-man box right here. And then we're probably going to get some type of cover 2 or inverted safety with the safety down the cornerback, actually a robber scheme. So if you look at that, there's really not anywhere. If I just called, you know, if I called inside zone to us right here with the backside locking, that would be slice. So slice right, okay, hick would be the call. Now, you know, if I just call red hick or some type of protection and want to throw the hick concept, I would probably be in a pretty tough situation. Really wouldn't have a good play call right here, because unless I threw the fade to the outside of the field, and that's a long way to throw it. Plus, maybe if they're playing some type of 2 coverage, you're really in trouble right there. You got to have a great quarterback. But with the RPO, now we got a 5-on-5, and so all we tell our quarterback, hey, do we have the gift? No. Do we have it to the field? No. All right, well, post snap, read it. Sure enough, it confirmed what I see. He's going to stay out there. He's staying on him. So no go on our
hick routes, we're going to hand the ball off. We got what we want, 5-on-5. So great. I mean, we run these RPOs. If it's 3rd and 4, 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 6, it don't matter because we believe we can get 4 or 5 at least. We've averaged 6 this particular year, not on any completion and not on just any carry, but every time I called an RPO this year, we averaged 5.9 yards per play. So we feel like it's going to get us in a good play most of the time. So this is just one of those plays right here. You know, we run we would call gas. One of our biggest one is a gas Apache lefts, which is really mid zone to the left. Same thing though. We're going to block everybody up front. We're going to lock the backside. Okay, we're going to read the mic. If the mic's sitting in the box, we're going to probably throw the hitch out here. We're going to look for the gift first, though, just like we always did. So, you know, again, we're just looking for, are you going to leave us uncovered? Or are you going to leave us, are you going to leave us with some cushion out there to give us a nice, easy gift throw? Same way we do in doubles. One of our gas plays is mid-zone. Again, lock. Really, it's not even mid-zone. It's just it's mid-zone. Period. So we're trying to, even if we get, you know, a lot of times if we get in a 4-3, we're just going to read those apex players because our biggest RPOs, which I'll show you in just a minute, is just with the width of our splits is just hitch. So when we go gas chief right, which is our mid zone to the right, okay, we're actually going to double team combo this thing up, and we're going to pre-snap read. We're going to pre-snap read the boundary, and we could actually anytime actually we call hitches, guys. Honestly, we have 4 gifts. So, you know, if they're in this too high coverage like this, and this corner is playing way off, and we'll see some of that in a minute. I'll show it to you on film. Okay, heck, we can throw the hitch out there. So he can throw the hitch anywhere on the field. Obviously, if we get it uncovered because they're trying to cheat and put 6 in the box, then we can throw it. So you can see by our alignments and our width, and also having a run play called that, you know, we're going to be able to try to get in a good play. All right, so let's go.
Coach, you got one question here.
All right.
Coach wants to know, post-snap, is the quarterback reading the front side of the run?
Not all the time. Most of the time, it's to the field. For example, let's run. I'm going to put my back on this side. I'm going to put my back over here. All right, I'm going to run. Let's just say we're getting that 4-3 look we talked about again, okay? Really, we're looking for the gift into the boundary right now. All right? We're going to post-snap read the field. And it doesn't matter where my back is. I don't care if he's over here running it this way. I don't care if he's over here running this way. So that kind of throws you in a bind right there because most people try to scheme you a little bit to the back side. We read it both ways. So our back kind of gets back a little bit further, and our quarterback steps to him and ride and meshes and gets his eyes on his read. So right here, this would be the gift side. This will be the post-snap read side. So when we snap the ball and ride the mesh, we're looking at this guy. So if he squeezes, he's here. Now, we can game plan it sometimes, and I'll show you a couple of times when we did game plan it. And a lot of times it is on the backside, but we actually do both. Any other questions?
No, we're good right now, Coach.
All right, so let's look at some of that. Let's look at all the RPOs we run out of doubles. And a lot of that is, to be honest with you, is just simple, like we talked about, is base hitch. So we're expecting a 5-man front, a 3-14
3-4 cover 2 kind of team, quarters team. So base to us just means block the 5 and on 5. And we're going to read both overhang players. So we can see this guy here is pretty wide on the overhang player. So we're going to post and out read the guy that he looks like is coming into the boundary. And we're going to give it to him. So we're just trying to control the box. Here's another 3-4 cover 4 team. Okay, we're running base hitch. We don't see a gift into the boundary because he's walked out there. We're going to post and out read the guy to that side. You can see he's working out. Create some spacing in the box right there. Same team, same play. Run it again. We got 5 on 5 up front. He's cheating the hitch. You can see it definitely. Just those 3 steps is all we needed to be able to get a crease and get through there. So we're just trying to manipulate the box. He wants to squeeze up. When he wants to squeeze to the box, we're going to throw the hitch out there. All right, so that was just the base play, base run. Chief is our mid zone right here. This is actually a gas play for us, which we can just signal one play. You can see that he's going to scan the field. You can look and see where our slot is down here, where he's right between the numbers in the hash. But we also see that we also have a uncovered guy into the boundary, so we're going to take it. He would not have been wrong, guys, if he would have thrown the hitch up top. But obviously we got the uncovered guy in the slot, so we want to take it. All right, we've all seen this, same kind of deal, just throw the key screen at the boundary. So we saw the corners kind of deep, kind of knew that from watching film. So we knew we were going to get one guy over there, so we took advantage of that. So just another way. Cut right, it's kind of like just a little man dive scheme up in here. But again, it's doubles, we're running hitch. You can see the splits are the whole key, guys. Once again, they're trying to play cover 2, trying to cheat 6 in the box. We're going to take the uncovered guy to the top, 13-yard gain. So again, this is very simple, man. It's not rocket science. Right here is the same thing. They're trying to keep 6 in the box, trying to play a 2 shell on us. So they got a choice. If they want to play zone, they better get a guy out there and covering. Okay, and even if they gave us cover 3 with deep corners, we could throw the outside hitch. So they got to really, we're going to put them in a bind by playing zone. One of the things we talked about is being great at the vertical game. So, we work really hard on that. We'll talk about that later. So, a lot of people's answer to this is to play man. But we work so hard on beating press man every day because we got the team that we have to beat to win it every year does it. So we try to become really, really good at that. And we'll show you some clips on that here in a minute. You can see here, he could have thrown the hitch up top because this is cover 3. Okay. But it's kind of cloudy because that guy's kind of, sitting out there. So he decides to hand the ball off. It is a mid zone to the right. We get great push on the defensive end. We get a nice run. Again, gas chief right. You can see them just getting lined up. We ought to be snapping it faster. Same deal. They're playing man free. Okay. We're not going to block the backside in. If he starts giving us trouble, we'll read him. But then we're running mid zone right here. Just coming off running the football. So all we done to do is manipulate numbers in the box. You can see this guy's barely getting off the field, so our tempo there, they hadn't even got lined up yet. Matter of fact, our quarterback missed this one. He probably should have thrown the hitch down here to our tight end, flexed out. In doubt, hand the ball off. All right, this is why I love RPOs, guys. This is first play of the game. We expected 4-3 cover 2, and dadgum, they line up in bare man free, but they couldn't run with us, and we've got plenty of cushion down here. So we got We got a one-back power play, which is not good against Bear. And but we got cushion down here, so you can see we don't block anybody worth a poot up front, but at least we got cushion in the down here, so it turns into a little hitch, turns into another 12-yard game. So, all right, so going to the next one. Bass means backside slants. So jag right is the call right here, so the play is going to the right. Backside is obviously over here, so we're running a slant concept on the backside. We've seen this a lot. Everybody does this. But so we're going to read this backer. If he sits or opens up, we're going to hand the ball off. You can't see it really good here, but you can see he kind of sits, so we hold the ball. We hand the ball off. Slot's got to get across the face of the nickel, the outside linebacker right here. You can see it from the end zone right here. Not bad. You can see the slot would be wide open if this linebacker haul tail. We don't block him, and you can see we still get about a 7-yard gain. So we last year, honestly, guys, we weren't very good up front. We were very young the last 2 years, to be honest with you, and these RPOs have really helped our run game out. Now you can see if this guy was to take off with him, obviously, and this guy was to squeeze him out here, then obviously, just like on any slant concept, we throw it to the outside guy. All right, this is a little deal we did this year. We're actually, you can see a lot of times these guys would play us man free and our cover two. So if we got the uncovered here like we did in cover two, then we're going to we just double stick. So we got fade out to both sides. If we're going to get the uncovered side, or a lot of times when they played man free, they would give us a lot of cushion on the slot. So we recognize as cover two. They're so involved in trying to jam our outside guys, trying to not get vertical. They give us a nice easy throw here. All right, and this is my favorite, guys. Everybody wants to play man to try to take away your RPOs, and we had some good receivers this year. So, this particular team loves to blitz us and to play cover one and cover zero. So, smash to us is just slot fade. And so we built this in. So we got inside zone to the right, and we got slot fade built in. So our deal was they played either a lot of cover two or a lot of man. So if we got man, press man, we're gonna throw the slot fade. If we got cover two, we just hand the ball off. And when we did this right here, if you think about it, everybody's zoning. Let me go right here. Everybody's zoning to the right. Okay. So the defensive end obviously is untouched. So when we do this, our quarterback just tells our back, hey, block, block, block. So when he tells him he's just going to block, block, block. So it almost turns like into slide protection. We're just going to step back and get rid of the ball. So you can see we got the matchup that we wanted right there. Defender made a heck of a play. But this is what I'm talking about, trying to get in a good offensive play here. Now they're going to try to take us away. We're in the red zone. We're expecting man. Okay, it's 1st and 10, I think, and we're trying to. We don't mind taking a shot right here with our receivers if they're going to play man to man, and so we get what we want. Just didn't quite execute it. So we can, and we built that in the same way in trips this year too, guys. We didn't really throw it a lot, but in trips we do the same thing. We would just get these outside two guys out of the way. We run slot fade by number 3 and run the fade by number 1. Same concept. We got cover 2. We would hand the ball off. If we got this look right here, we can throw it to either fade right there. So just trying to look for matchups and trying to find explosive plays. That's pretty much what we do out of doubles. Any questions on that?
We're good right now, Coach.
All right, we're going to go to trips. Trips is my favorite formation. I just think with the the splits that we have. Now this is one right off the bat. This is gas aperture, which is hick. So we're running a hick concept. You can see this team has kind of figured out that we love the boundary gifts. So we tore them up on the fade in the boundary first half, and they know we like to throw the gifts in the boundary. So what that did was open up to the field because they want to keep 6 in the box. This particular game, again, we didn't feel like this corner, it would show it, but we didn't feel like he was going to squat on us at all. So if we saw grass out here, we wanted to throw the football. We had a good quarterback. We could throw the football and catch. So what we decided to do was, if we saw grass, we're going to throw it. Now, what do you mean by that? I'm going to go this next. You see 34 walking down right here. So 4-2, and this is the Willie backer walk down and coming off the edge right here. So you can see we got everybody blocked up pretty good except for that particular linebacker walk down. In this instance, I want my quarterback to tell number one, block, block, block. And the reason it is I want to take advantage of this 2-on-1 situation to the field. So you can see even after he makes him miss, we get lucky here. We still got people wide open. So, and again, this goes back, guys. They're wanting to play zone. We feel like we run the ball pretty decent too, but they're trying to get they're giving up something, and it's out here in the flats. So we got to find that and take advantage of that by building in these RPOs. But again, just because it's an RPO, just because this guy blitzes, don't mean we just got to hand the ball off. We can use this to block, block, block. If you think about it, once we do that, guys, we're really in man slide protection when it happens, and then we can be able to get the ball out. All right, here we go. Same thing, mid zone to the right. They're playing man free, but we got a big cushion to the field and to the boundary. You could have threw it to either one of them. Our guy in the boundary blew it. He's supposed to be running the hitch. Good thing we threw it to the field. But anyway, you can see where we're looking to take, same thing again. You can line it up. You can see they're just now getting lined up. We're snapping it. We feel like we got 2-on-1 out here into the boundary again, to the field again. You can see 44 is trying to take away. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, same thing here. Now, this is what we talked about, Coach, a while ago. We felt like we could dictate. That was always running it into the boundary. Now we're running it to the field. So we're running right at the guy we're reading. So we're running right at this guy we're reading. This is the first look again. This is the second look. We see that he's uncovered. We knew, unless they did something different, which they tried to this game, and I'll show you in a minute, but unless they did something different, we were going to get this. And so we just, by reading him. Now, that's probably not a good run call. Probably want to call something else on the run, but this is just me. By this time, got them figured out. I felt like I knew what I could dictate that linebacker with this, because they were not a man team at all. Here's the same play again going into the boundary. Now you can see they're trying to keep that backer in the box and play the run, but they've moved their nickel to inside number 3. But again, we're going to take advantage of that and throw it to the grass. 2-on-1 out there. So again, that you can see the different things people are trying to do to take it away from us here, and we're hitting different ones. Now they walked out. The guy kind of cheated to the field down to him. Mike could have thrown the hitch. Need more spacing really up top with our slot. Kind of made it cloudy over there. But in doubt, we always hand it off. You can see when we do hand it off, we did accomplish that. Hey, we got 5-on-5. Really, by the time we don't block the end in this 3-4, it's 5-on-4. So make the safety miss. You got a chance for an explosive play. All right, here's Bass again out of trips. So we like to always read the guy in the box. We're getting a lot of 6-man boxes. So jag left, bass means we're going to run slants to the top. Got to get across his face. And there it is. Same thing again. We got flick this time. So we could have probably thrown the out up top because, again, what we try to do each week is when we get this kind of quarters look right here, our first thing is this guy going to squat or is he going to bail out? Very rarely do we get one squatting unless he walks down there on top of us. So we probably could have took that. But quarterback also sees what? We got an uncovered guy to the field. We're going to go ahead and throw it to him. I'd like to see us do a better job of post-snap reading and riding this to the field like we talked about earlier. And this is what we're talking about right here, Coach. Earlier you asked that question. I'd like to see this quarterback ride him a little bit longer before we throw this to make sure that we're getting a good post-snap read to the field where they won't dick us on coverage. You can see. All right, so same thing again. Here we got jag right back. Now this is going to be to the one receiver side. So we're getting a 6-man box, man free. So we felt like, okay, we're going to run jag, which is one back power. So we're leaving everybody but the backside linebacker. He's stepping down the box. We throw the slant behind him. Our receiver does an excellent job of working flat and away from the corner. That's a good read. All right, so every now and then we also get man. Here's another man beater. So book to us means backside look. When look for us is just a little bit of a outside release rub right here coming underneath. So when we start getting this kind of man free look right here, we can run this at times. You can see they do a nice job of getting a rub, and the quarterback throws it right on time. It's a great goal line play too, guys, especially if you throw the ball on time like this. He only catches the ball like 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. But nice way to run a little rub route off of it. Make that guy run over the top. Make him run over the top like he did and get the ball on time, and we got a chance. All right, so Hicks, still same thing, gifting the boundary on the hitch. So, again, we're dictating them. We're really dictating for them to get down. How much time I got, guys? All right, we're getting there. All right, Pepsi to us is posting to the boundary. So this is a third level read right here. We're reading this safety. We can run any run play we want, and I'll show you that. And then we're running a post here and trying to get away from this corner. 2 years ago, we were 8 for 9 on this play. Bad coaching. We should have called it more for a 19-yard average. But you can see right here from the end zone, quarterback's reading. He's still sitting there. We're going to go ahead and hand it off. So we got a nice job. So we're running mid zone right here, locking the backside. Yes, if that guy does blitz. Now, what we tell our backs, guys, if you don't get this ball right here, you got to peel back and try to get a piece of this guy. And it's tough on the mid zone. It's easier on inside zone. But you can see right there, we don't get it. Any questions on trips?
All right, we're good, Coach.
Let's go on to regular personnel for us, which is 2 backs. This is a pop play for us. In this particular situation, this game plan, our tight end is going to get down the middle, and we're running a fade into the boundary up there. Our read was, hey, too high. We're still running it's an RPO, center completely misses the nose. It's a bear front. But anyway, we get too high, we want to throw the ball down the middle. If we get 1 high, which we're in the red zone, we were kind of anticipating that. But we knew every now and then we'd get cover 2. So we got the cover 2, and we were attack it right there off play action. Now you say, why don't we do it off of an RPO? Well, a lot of 3 safety defenses out there this year. So, if you got this going on here and they're trying to double over here,
This guy's up and down out here, hand the ball off. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So here's counter for us. Coming right back with the Pepsi again, like we just got through talking about. So make sure those are together. Yeah, they are. So again, we're reading it. You can see the safety's cheating to the middle of the field. We got a nice seam. What we really tell our quarterback is if that post is not capped, throw it in the seam. And this guy does a great job off the stick right here, flattening and getting away from the corner. Same thing again, running counter there. Safety's cheating to the field. Nice ball into the seam. All right, this particular time, you can see the safety's come down, but he's backpedaling out on the snap. So we're gonna hand the ball off. So we got it blocked up. They don't get an extra hat in the box, and we get an explosive run, or almost an explosive run. All right, here we go. So the next one out of this, just line up, fast you go. Gas round means line up, and whichever we call ram right or ram left. And this particular one is gas ram right. When we line up in that means we're gonna run power, and we're gonna run hitches at the RPO. So we got kit cushion down at the bottom. Take it. Same thing here. Now we feel like up here. Definitely covered in the slot. It's the same thing, gas ram right. We got a cover 2 up here. Sometimes they did squat their corner into the boundary. So we had to be really careful with that. So quarterback just hands the ball off. Again, we got 6 on 6.
Coach, got a question here for you.
Yep.
Any screens in this offense?
Absolutely. I'm coming to it. All right. I'm about to get through with this. So any questions on what we're doing here? Really, we're running now gas slice right. This is just a gas play built in. We're running a zone insert with the Pepsi play out here. That's all that is. All right. So now, guys. So what does all this do? Now, here's one you might want to think about too. This is against Briarcrest out of Memphis. Really good football team. We're doing the same thing. So we're running power to the left, Pepsi. Now, the first year we put this in, you can see the safety's down. Okay. And he confirms that on the snap that we want to throw the ball. Well, we let our guys the first year, if this corner was playing inside leverage on us, we could run a go or a post. We called it a go post. So this particular situation, he gets vertical, corner sitting on the inside of him, and he decides to go vertical. So that's something you could add to it that helped us out a little bit right there. All right, guys, so what happens when all this happens? Obviously, we feel like if you play zone on us, you're going to get out there and cover us, or you're going to play man and try to take it away. This is our last 2, and you can see in our last 2 games right here, guys, in our vertical game. I'm going to show these to you real quick. The next 2 things we want to do once we get man is we want to throw the ball vertical, and we want to throw the screens, and the jailbreak screen was a huge play for us this year. But you can see right here in the last 2 games, look, guys, we were 14 of 23, okay, 61% for 37.2 yard average on a vertical game. And we just manipulated that by finding the right formation and matchups. For example, you can see we're not in wide splits right here up top. We knew they were going to play mini coverage on his up here on us and have us man to man on this guy with this corner here. So we were able to, when we run verticals a lot, we like to clear out with the inside guys. So that, again, we just find a way to get the matchup, and we're just running a vertical read right there on that guy. Same way at the bottom down here, just knew he was getting a 2 shell. We're clearing out the safety with the inside guy, vertical read by the outside guy, and of course he makes a good move and makes everybody look better. First play of the state championship game, max protect right here. Guys playing outside leverage on him right here, and we're running vertical. Same thing. Come back right next thing. We're him. The guy's trying to jam him. So hey, go vertical. So this is our answer. And this is what we work 2-on-2 every day. Every day we work 2-on-2. We work for about 16 minutes, sometimes 20. Half of that is versus press man. The other half against off man. And so we work it, on the 35 one day, on the 15 another day, and on the 5 another day. So we work in all 3 areas of the field. This is slot fade. Playing man free on, they got away with it the first game. We did not do a good job. We let them come down and jam us. And then so this time you can see we're doing a little bit better job getting out of the jam, and it created some big plays for us. But this is just in the last 2 games. We manipulated this, guys. We knew that when they got in this formation, they were going to play man-to-man. We put our best receiver on the line of scrimmage. Then we knew we'd get the point guy pressed right here. He's great at beating press. He's going to play D1. So we get flushed out of the pocket. But anyway, we're just trying to find that matchup right there to get vertical. So we just didn't think that guy could press him. So again, guys, find formations that you can, dictate where you can get the ball to your players. Same thing here. We can throw it up top, same play. We knew we had one-on-one at the bottom, so we want to take the one-on-one at the bottom and get vertical. Now, nice job. Let's come to Coach Weaver's drills right there. Once we get vertical right here, he does a nice job throttling down and high pointing the ball right there. So you can see we get pretty good at this is a little switch, vertical switch up top. We end up getting a rub on it. They called it, unfortunately. We just didn't do a good job of trying to act on that. So you can see we're vertical game. This is just in 2 games, guys. It's just our last 2 games. Same thing up top, getting off the press, getting vertical. This is a team that's whooped us for a long time, guys, and we just find a way to try to get in the game with them. But anyway, again, getting vertical in the slot fade up top, getting vertical. So that's our answer is, hey, once they decide that they're going to play man-to-man and take away those RPOs, yes, we can still kind of run the football some, but we think we have an opportunity for explosive plays there. All right, so anyway, here's our screens, Coach. What we do on this is our running back screen. And what we do on this is we end up just fanning both our tackles, let them come up the field, just like it's here we go. All right, I jumped around. I'm sorry. Let me go back down here and find it. We fan the tackles out. Okay, let them win up the field just like draw. These guys are going to quick set. The guard is going to get the play side backer. The center is going to get the middle to backside backer. And this backside guard is either going to get trash, according to the week's plan, or if they have 3 backers, we're going to let him get the backside guy. Off play action. Try to find some grass. And there we go. So you can see we're going to just kind of let them win up the field at tackle. You can see my left guard does a good job. Set, throw him by, go get him. Find him. Center, boom. Get out there, find the backside backer, seal him right there. Same play here. Play action. We do a lot of play action off our vertical game. All right, this is one we added this year. This is Oklahoma, just shallow screen, where we love to just clear out on the front side because we run so many verticals, guys. This is a great complement to verticals. They're worried about carrying our verticals. Our back's just going to seal the first backer in the box. We're just going to dip it to him right there. We're coming right down the line of scrimmage from the backside. I think this is a huge play for us toward the end of the year.
Nice, easy pitch and catch, good blocking down the field. Trips, again, you can see they're really worried about the vertical stuff. Run them off. Run them off. When they figure it out, turn around and stalk them. So good little wrinkle there. All right, then jailbreaks. You can see this is a good call for us at the right time right here. We got them on zero pressure right here pretty much, and we caught them just right. So we're gonna pass set. Our tackle's gonna go kick. He's the kicker. He's down the line of scrimmage kicker. Our right guard. So we're getting a kicker here. Our right guard is running the alley, and we tell our center to seal the box. That's how we coach that up. And so you can see it does a pretty good job right here. Then kicker. We don't really get our guard out there for the alley, but we really didn't need him. Here's a great one. Now we just put a little motion to it for the same screen. Kicker, nobody there for the alley. Center doing a good job sealing the box. Little eye candy right there helped us out. So just finding ways to get creative and have explosive plays, red zone plays. Guys, we love screening in the red zone. Here's the kicker. I'd say my right tackle needs to be down the line of scrimmage better right here. Did not do a great job. We got away with it because he's kind of athletic. But there's the kick. Uh-oh, my bad. There's the kick by our tackle. You can see our guard is running the alley for the safety. Boom. Although our backside slot receiver did a heck of a job on backside cutoff. And then there's you see our center seal the box right there. So we either got like man-to-man, or a lot of times we just got off-cushion stuff, and both of them are really good for the screens. Here's a couple more guys, and I'll tie this up. And again, there's your kicker. So out of doubles, a lot of times it's the outside linebacker for your tackle kick. Guards on the safety. Right here, which is the alley. There's your center sealing the box right there. Call that on 3rd and 8. Just trying to get some relief at the time, but we made a big play. Got pressure. We knew we were going to get pressure right here. Did a nice job getting out. You can see the amount of big plays we got. Knew we was getting a lot of man-to-man with this group right here, so same deal. This is why I like it on the red zone too, guys. Get them motioning out of there. Boom, here comes the kicker. There's all right, so the center did a good job getting out first before the guard. Now he becomes the alley player. My guard should turn and try to seal in the box now. So if my center got out first, he should come on and be the alley player. My guard should realize that he's ahead of him and seal the box right here. Guys, that's how we try to create explosive plays right there, and how we dictate really everything we do from the run game RPO. You know, we were really good at receiver this year. We were really good at quarterback. We really thought, I kind of came out with the idea we could just chunk it all over the world early, and got a quick reality check that we needed to still be balanced and be able to try to dictate everything we do through the run RPO game. Once we got back to doing that and really taking care of that, now we got people back down respecting the quick game and the run game. Then it's amazing how your vertical game and your screen game for your big plays, take over. You there?
Yes, sir. Does anybody have any questions for Coach? Coach, while if anybody's typing any questions, how can they get in touch with you, whether it's social media or?
Let me go back to this, guys.
Yeah,
and I'll show
absolutely.
you. Here it is right here. I either explained it really good or nobody liked it. There's my
A coach wants to know if how they can get some of those cut ups.
if you'll email me right there your school, I'll send them to you on Huddle.
That's solid. I'm gonna have to hit you up for that too, Coach.
Biggest thing I can tell you is, again, control the game by dictating the box by RPOs. And, we've averaged right at 10 yards per catch on RPOs the last 2 years, and right at 6 yards per run the last 2 years. So, and like I said, this year, so once you kind of get guys trying to, they try to cover everybody up, it's going to open up your run game. And then when when they get tired of that, they're going to get in the box and give you some vertical stuff.